So we will start with what is energy. The basic problem is the definition of energy or work done. How do you define the work done? There are two methods. One is linear work, that is when you are moving something in a linear mode, that is move it into a distance mode. And the next one is the angular motion, means you are rotating something. When you are rotating, the force is replaced by a term called torque. A torque creates a rotational force. And the distance moved is basically the angle moved in radian. If I push something, if I push a door, I am pushing the door, I am applying a torque, and the door will be moved by maybe say 90 degrees. 90 degrees means it is in radians pi by 4. Sorry, pi by 2. If it moves 45 degrees only, it is pi by 4. So basically, it is a torque that comes into picture. Energy is nothing but the work. So when you are drawing the T theta diagram, what we are drawing for finding the energy, as I have shown you earlier, is the T theta diagram. So I will have a y-axis where T is there, and an x-axis where theta is marked. Offset ചെയ്ത് വരയ്ക്കേണ്ടി വരും, കാരണം ഇതിൽ ലൈൻ ഒന്നിന്റെ മുകളിലോട്ട് മറ്റൊന്ന് വരയ്ക്കാൻ പെർമിറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നില്ല, അത് കുഴപ്പമില്ല. So in this direction you have T, that is the torque, and in this direction you have theta. We don't have terms to say here, so I am just putting it as a text, theta. Got it? So you are trying to plot the torque with respect to an angle. So I will be starting with 0 and I will be ending at 2 pi is what is given in the question. So the torque increases from 500 to 1500. So I am just going to draw the line. I am starting from 500 and I am reaching to 1500, and this is my range of 0 to 2 pi. And from here again it drops, again goes up. I am not drawing it. Now if you have the T theta diagram, it is a multiplication of T and theta which gives you the energy. If you go back our PV diagram, the product of P and V usually gives you the work done, and that is why it indicates your work done. The same way in T theta, we find the work done by finding the area under the PV diagram. In the same way, in T theta, we find the energy by basically taking care of the area under the T theta diagram divided by the basic angle it moves. You got that? I will just show you the textbook. The energy is basically the area under this, what we can say, quadrilateral OABG. So first is that you have to find out the mean torque. Mean torque is basically OABG area divided by the length OG. We know the length OG, anyway it is 2 pi. It is already given in the question that it is repeated every 360 degrees. 360 degrees means theta in radian, that is 2 pi. Now to find that area of OABG, here they have taken the direct formula, just forget it. We will do another method. If I draw a straight line, if I divide it into two parts, one is OAG, I will give this as H, this point where this ends. Can you see my hand there? I'll just take the annotation again. This point. point. Okay, what's that? This point I take it as H. So if I draw a rectangle OAGHG, you can find the area of that rectangle. With that area, it is L into B. That is 500 into 2 pi. Plus, you have a right angle triangle. Your right angle triangle, the area of a right angle triangle is calculated by half BH. H is here 2 pi. Sorry, B is 2 pi. H is 1500 minus 500, which is 1000. So if I calculate, here, I'll take my back my whiteboard. If I calculate here, the calculation will be something like Tm is equal to, this is 2 pi. Sorry, so this area, if I take this area, that is 2 pi into 500. Into 500. Okay, that is this area. And now when I get into this part, this area will be, this is 1500 and this is 500. So this will be 1000. The area is calculated by half BH. So half into 2 pi into 1000. You got it? So adding these two areas, you will get the final area. If I calculate it, 2 and 1000 will get cancelled to 500. So it will become the same value. This case because it is 500 and 1500. So it is 2 pi into 500 plus 2 pi into 500, which is 1000 into 2 pi. Now, to find the mean torque, which is the mean of these two. To find the mean torque, we have to divide this energy by, that is what is done in the next step. You can see here, Tm is area OABG, which is the energy divided by the length OG. So we have 500 plus 500, that is 1000 into 2 pi divided by 2 pi, which will give you 1000 Newton meter. So why we find mean torque is because whatever is above the mean torque is what the flywheel has to store. Below the mean torque, whatever it is, we have to give. Are you getting my point? Whatever is specified there is given as the giving. That is U out and U in. That is what is marked here. This flywheel has to give to the system, and this flywheel will be getting from the work. So the flywheel has to store this much of energy only. That is the energy above the TM. Only it has to store. Energy below the TM it has to give when it is required. So that is why we find GM, and that is why we are going into finding the energy U0. U0 is the area of triangle EBF. That is half BH, the same way. So half into BF plus PF into EF. So BF, if I see, it is TM is 1000, B point is 1500, so the difference is the 1500 minus 1000. And EF, if I see, it will be meeting at the center. The point E will be at the center of this axis 2 pi. So 2 pi minus pi. You will get the value as 250 pi, or it may be coming to around 760, 765 Newton meter. Or basically it is a joule. It is the energy that is being stored. So every revolution it has to store this much of energy. So that's the base methodology that is used for calculation of energy. Are you clear about it? How we calculate the energy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the next part is there is another methodology in which the energy will be given. You might have done that problem during your last year MD1. Another methodology that is adopted is giving the energy differences. I'll just show you the question. This is basically using an equation. The torque is given by an equation. There you have to go for integration because it's the equation. To find the energy, you have to go for equations, and Tm is found out when we take the sine 2 theta as well as cos theta, cos 2 theta as a zero mean. Means sine 2 theta as well as cos 2 theta comes closer to zero. And actually you can take only the constant part of it as a T mean. And this theta, you have seen the calculation of this theta. This is the maximum torque point. When we are designing the crankshaft, this is the maximum torque point. That is the second point. This is the maximum torque point that is being obtained. It is just for an idea that we do that. And the remaining methodology, it is the same. Only the integration comes into picture there. It is integration of T minus Tm. That is only the cos and sine value will be there. And the range is this range, the angle between this, because it has to store the energy between these two values. That is the maximum energy and the minimum energy point between these two. So integration between 19.6245 and 109.645 of T minus T, that is the sin theta cos theta value. So the energy finding. Then there is another method in which you will be given the energy at different points. That is the graph it shows. Each point the values are given. It is part of the removed flywheel. I will just show that. So these are the basically three methods in which we will be finding the energy. So you can see this question. taken in the order from 1 to R, minus 350 plus 800 minus 600 plus 900. So it keeps on varying. You can see this graph. This graph is given in your data book as 15.1 also. The only thing is each point you find the energy. We assume that energy is some value u at point A. Again find each point, that is B point, C point, D point. You can add this. From B it is added by 800 to C. From C it is reduced by 600 to D. So similarly you find out and finally identify the minimum and maximum of these. So if you see these values, the maximum is U plus 750 and the minimum is U minus 350. So the difference between these two is the energy fluctuation. You can see that here. It is in area and the area scale is also given here. In abscissa, that is y-axis it is 250 Newton meter and the x-axis it is 1 degree. So 1 degree means pi by 180 radians. That is what is substituted here. 1100 millimeter square means 1100 into 250 into pi by 180 joules. It is actually coming to closer to 4800 Newton meter or 4800 joules. And the remaining working will be the same way. Now, 1 minute. എന്തൊക്കെയാണ് ആർക്കെല്ലാം തന്നെ സംസാരിക്കാനുണ്ടോ? Now all of you mark your attendance by putting present in the chat box. Joel G. Mitchell, a video on ചെയ്യാവോ? Joel G. Mitchell, switch on your video. So yesterday we were stopping at this point and Joel G. Mitchell, Joel, the last call, switch on your video. തരുൺ ഇന്നലെ എവിടെയായിരുന്നു? തരുൺ ഇന്നലെ കണ്ടില്ലല്ലോ.
ഹലോ സാർ.
ആ എന്തുവാണ് ഇത്ര നേരം വീഡിയോ ഓൺ ചെയ്യാൻ?
സാർ നെറ്റ് ഭയങ്കര സീന, ഐഡിയ ഭയങ്കര സീന.
ഓഹോ,
ഭയങ്കര സ്റ്റക്കാ.
ബേസിലും തന്നെ ഓൺ ചെയ്തോ വീഡിയോ? വെരി ഗുഡ്. ഓക്കെ, നിങ്ങൾ കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ട് എന്ന് ഉറപ്പാക്കുക എന്നുള്ള മാത്രമാണ് എൻ്റെ പണി. അത്രേ ഉള്ളൂ, വേറൊന്നുമില്ല. അപ്പോൾ എനർജി ബേസിക് മെത്തഡോളജി നിങ്ങൾ പിടികിട്ടിയല്ലോ. ഇനി നമുക്ക് വി ഹാവ് ലാസ്റ്റ് ക്ലാസ് ഡിസ്കസ്ഡ് അബൌട്ട് ഡിസ്ക് ടൈപ്പ് ഫ്ലൈ. പക്ഷെ നമ്മുടെ യൂഷ്വലി നമ്മുടെ ഓട്ടോമൊബൈലൊക്കെ കൂടുതലും ഡിസ്ക് ടൈപ്പ് ഫ്ലൈ വീൽസ് ആണ് കാണുന്നത്. പക്ഷേ സ്ലോ സ്പീഡ് വെഹിക്കിൾസിൽ വെൻ യു ഗോ ഇൻ ടു യു വിൽ ഫൈൻഡ് ഡിഫറെന്റ് ടൈപ്പ് കോൾഡ് ട്രിംഡ് ഫ്ലൈ. നമ്മുടെ മെക്കാനിക്കലിലെ ഹീറ്റൻസിലൊക്കെ പോയി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അവിടെ ഒരു വലിയ എഞ്ചിൻ ഉണ്ട്, ഒരു ഹ്യൂജ് എഞ്ചിൻ. The name is Anil engine, which is used for the test of this. നമ്മുടെ RPM ഡ്രോപ്പ് ചെയ്തെടുക്കുന്ന ടെസ്റ്റ് ഉണ്ട്, അതിന്റെ പേര് പറഞ്ഞു. So that test usually is done in that Anil engine. You can see the size of the flywheel there. So if you try to make it solid, it will be comparatively, because you require a radius, huge radius. So the assembly, the maintenance, everything will be a headache. So they try to make it using a flange. So basically you have a set of flanges. I will just show the figure. So you can see the figure. I will just project it for you. It is there in your data book. Can you see that? This is a basically flanged flywheel. The area that is not hatched, it is a link or a rib connector. It will be something like what we can say it as the forked rim. So basically this we go with two different conditions. One is sometimes we completely ignore that we have the spoke, hub and all those things, and the entire moment of inertia is to be created by the rim. So that design, it will be same as what we do in the disc type basic system. But in most of the cases, what we do is we go for a 90-10 proportion. That is the extra fitting, that is the spoke, the basic center hub, the shaft, everything contributes basically by 10%, and the remaining 90% is by the rim. So finding I, it is the same method that we were doing for the disc flywheel. What did we do for finding I? Using the energy. So that is the total moment that is required. That is the total mass moment of inertia required. Now we have to find the IR. What R means is the rim part. So IR, you can take it if it is 100%, as I have told you, it is similar to the system that we see in the disk type flight. Here, if I take 90, IR will be 0.9 times the I. And usually omega will be given, or V will be given, maximum velocity will be given. If that is not given, these rim type flywheels can run for a maximum velocity of 30 meters per second. So based on that, based on the RPM, you can find R. That is the radius, maximum radius it can withstand. So your R should be below that value. If, let me say that if you are getting around 380 mm or 400 mm or 390 mm, you should keep it below that. You can keep it as 380 or 370, giving some tolerance. And then find the weight of the flywheel. Weight of the flywheel is basically done by using the equation I, the total weight. I is equal to W into R square by G. W is the weight of the flywheel. It is not the mass, the weight that we are calculating, weight in newtons. Now we go to our data book. Data book equation 1525 we will use for finding the cross-sectional area. I will show you the 1525 is in the same page. Here, just below the last equation of that page. Cross-sectional area A is W divided by 2 pi Kp. K is nothing but the 2 pi K rho actually. Rho is the density and K is basically the radius of the R, that is the radius, the mean radius. So you find area, and based on area, just go down. In 1526, you have the ratio of V by H. You can assume any one of that. You can take B is equal to H, even B is equal to 1.5 H, B is equal to 2 H up to that. B and H you can see in the figure what is B and what is H, the cross-sectional size. So we take it as a rectangle. So the area is of a rectangle is B into H, which means okay. I'll explain again about this IR. So IR is basically